Now, as will soon become evident, I'm not actually from around here, but I do know that a word or two about the weather will always fit in nicely. And I can tell you it's not very often that we have the sun shining on the stage during graduation here. It's not like Manchester. So it's my pleasure to welcome you on behalf of the university to the splendid surroundings of the Whitworth Hall for this graduation ceremony. This is a very special day for you graduates. It's a day to be rightly proud of what you've achieved. Some of you have just completed a bachelor's degree, and I think it's fair to say that you've pursued some of the more demanding programs we have, and it has required hard work and sacrifice. Some of you have carried on beyond this level and carried out research within your area. It's also a very special day for friends and family of the graduates. The graduates' achievements may well have involved some sacrifices on your part too. A daughter, brother, partner, or parent who was not able to be there in quite the same way because the course they were pursuing demanded their time. Some of you may also have made some financial contribution during the period of study and are now drawing a sigh of financial relief. The graduates laughed more than you did. We thank you very much for your support and encouragement that you've given to the graduates during their time with us. It is also a special day for the university and for the colleagues who've interacted with you during your time here. Your teachers and mentors will have got to know you during your time here, and they will feel something akin to parental pride of what you have achieved. A graduation is always a special day. However, when nurses and midwives graduate, I think it's extra special. The affirmation, which we'll come to in a little while, is evidence that the programs you've studied are a little different from most of the university's other programs in what they've trained and prepared you for. I was talking to a friend who has recent experience with the healthcare system, both directly herself and through her mother's illness. I was telling her that I thought the graduation of nurses and midwives would carry unusual significance. And she said, "Oh, you mean because they're like doctors, only more useful?" So I know there are likely to be some doctors maybe on stage and certainly out there, and I hope you don't feel offended by my friend's outspokenness. I hope you can see her point. Though both she and her mother were grateful for what the doctors did for them, it was the nursing staff that they remember from their time in hospital, and it was the nursing staff who made sure that the experience was, after all, a good one in very difficult times. And now, I've been fortunate in needing little interaction with the healthcare system, but I have personal experience with midwives. As you might guess, my personal experience with midwives is not that recent, but we still remember warmly the midwives who've been involved in the birth of our children. So what we're celebrating here today is not just the fact that you've completed a degree at one of the finest universities in the UK. We are also celebrating the commitment you have shown to the well-being of others. By completing this degree, your commitment to spending your professional life helping others. This will involve you using not just your medical training that you have received here, but also qualities such as intelligence, empathy, and commitment. I know that in carrying out these tasks, you will be good ambassadors for your school and for the university wherever your profession takes you. I would like you to keep in touch with your school and with the university to let us know where you are and how you get on. And at this point, I pass on to Professor Karen Luker, who will speak on behalf of the school.
Graduands, I am delighted to be sharing this very special day with you. You are crossing a threshold from one phase of life to another, and at moments like this, it's worth standing back to look at the big picture. Each of you have your own special circumstances, but one thing you share, and I share with you, is that you've chosen to study and to practice in the profession of nursing or midwifery. Let me briefly share with you my experiences leading up to and following my own graduation here over 35 years ago. My life course, perhaps like some of yours, has not always been straightforward, and serendipity has played a part. My goal whilst at school was to become a biology teacher. However, a major life event intervened and I changed direction. At 16, a critical time for making career choices, whilst riding my bike home from school, I was in a collision with a car and entered the car via the windscreen, sustaining serious injury, and then spent 2 weeks in hospital. There I observed close up nurses doing what I saw as making a difference, and my career plans changed. I decided I wanted to become a nurse. After school, I began training as a nurse at Guy's Hospital in London. The reason I use the word training is because nursing at that time was not a degree, but an apprenticeship. In 3 years, there was a total of 26 weeks of theory, and the rest was practical work on the wards with 4 weeks holiday a year. I enjoyed the nursing in the sense of being with patients on a hospital ward. However, I found I missed intellectual challenges, and I wanted to know more about the rationales underpinning the care we were providing. There was no talk at the bedside in the early 1970s of evidence-based care. We provided care, for example, using egg white in oxygen on a pressure ulcer, but did not really know if the patient benefited or not. I found that asking the why questions was not always welcomed, and that at this point I began to wonder whether I had made the right career decision. Then fortuitously, I met a staff nurse from Vancouver, and she had studied for a degree in nursing, and this sparked my interest in going to university to study nursing. Manchester was the first university in England to offer a degree in nursing. The ideas of evidence-based practice were being developed and promoted in the 1970s in North America and on a smaller scale in the UK. Manchester was at the forefront, and Jean Kennedy McFarlane was appointed as the first professor of nursing in 1973, and as you know, our building is named after her. As an undergraduate, I had the opportunity to spend a clinical rotation working with the International Red Cross during the Sahelian drought in Niger in West Africa. I soon found myself carrying out procedures which in the UK were strictly medical procedures. I learned, for example, how to rehydrate desperately ill children by placing a tube in the peritoneal cavity. Through these experiences, I gained personal understanding and insight, not only about how care can make a difference, but also how the boundaries of care are essentially situation-specific. In the decades which followed, we have seen many practice boundaries pushed back or disappear as qualified nurses take on roles such as nurse practitioners with prescribing rights, or specialist midwives play leading roles in safeguarding children. From my days at Guy's Hospital, or even in Manchester, I could not have foreseen the diversity of career opportunities that would open up for registered nurses, midwives, and social workers. During the period at university, my intent was to practice as a district nurse. However, my direction had to change when, after a successful interview, I failed the medical examination. This was due to the accident I mentioned earlier. I was fortunate in that the employer offered me a position as a health visitor, a community role with a strong focus on promoting health in young families. I worked in this post for 18 months before continuing my studies at the University of Edinburgh. By this time, I knew I wanted to make a difference through developing the knowledge base for nursing practice, and a PhD was the route to follow. These early experiences were instrumental in helping me formulate views on what is important in professional and personal matters. It was clear to me that it's important to have a goal, But sometimes, for a variety of reasons, it may be necessary to change direction, and change can sometimes bring new and unexpected opportunities. I'd like to share some further insights with you. First, while graduation is a very important day, and you will remember it forever, some of you will be feeling sad because it will mean saying goodbye to some friends. Others will feel daunted because the structure of the degree programme is no longer there. However, you will find when you leave here today that it's not the end, but rather the beginning of your future in your chosen profession and in a new stage of life. Second, it's important not to be limited by the present in professional roles, job opportunities, or personal circumstances. The environment in which you live and work will change significantly over your career lifetime. You will have career prospects and experiences which have yet to be thought of. You can also be instrumental in shaping the changes which are to come. You are the future of your respective professions. Always look forward and not back. Third, there is not one sole path to take in work and in other aspects of life. There are and will be many twists and turns as you navigate through your professional and personal lives. While it's important to have goals and plans, it's also important not to rigidly adhere to them, but rather to be flexible and open to new opportunities. Fourth, knowledge is only provisional. What is fairly cutting edge today may be refuted and retired in the future. This is not to be feared, but welcomed. Practicing nursing or midwifery demands not only a skeptical and sophisticated understanding of different forms and sources of knowledge, but also the rich sources of knowledge which come from social networks, experienced practitioners, and service users' experiences. The effective practitioner recognizes the importance of utilizing all potential sources of knowledge whilst contributing generously to the knowledge needs of others. Fifth, there is never a perfect time to make major changes in life, to have a child, do an advanced degree, make a lifelong commitment to a partner, or apply for a more senior job. Waiting for the right time can paralyze you into inertia. Living life to the full entails moving forward and taking risks, whilst adhering to your core beliefs and values, trusting that everything will work out. Finally, it's important to recognize that we arrived where we are today, not just through our own efforts, but also from the network of supports and structures around us, our parents and other family members, friends, teachers, and many others in our communities. I encourage you today, as you celebrate the achievement of graduation, to remember and acknowledge these supports in your lives. I would also like to remind you that you are graduating today from the premier school of nursing, midwifery, and social work in the United Kingdom. I congratulate you on your achievement and wish you every success and happiness in the years to come, and sincerely hope that you will keep in touch with the school and university. Thank you.
Vice President, on behalf of the Senate of the University, I present to you for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Susan Patricia Savage. Emma Stanmore. Olive Fulakemi Adebimpe Tokode. and for the degree of Master of Clinical Research, Kirsty Ann Ainsworth. Samantha Armitage. Helen Amanda Beaumont-Kellner. Catherine Ann Benson. Alison Pauline Bowers. James Alexander Burrows. John James Cooper. Mandy Alison Gorling. Susan Ann Heatley. Catherine Louise Jones. Martin Anthony Kiernan. Josephine Morange. Jodie Renshaw Todd. Christopher Slater. Lorna Jane Smart. And for the degree of the Bachelor of Midwifery with honours, Lucy Erin Arnold. Emma Olivia Baxter. Sajni Beghal. Natalie Blythe. Jessica Boylan. Lydia Alexandra Louise Bernard. Rebecca Jane Cartledge. Megan Chappell. Amanda Cooper. Michelle Louisa Grace Denson. Kate Eckersley. Emma Fenner. Lorna Finch. Catherine Louise Fitzpatrick. Eve Foley. Catherine Gregory. Joanne Gregory. Alice Grimshaw. Charlotte Harrison. Abigail Hayes. Amy Louise Hodgson. Sophie Louise Hook. Leah Samantha Hope. Alison Suzanne Hume. Cherith Kelly. Fiona McIntosh. Natalie Tabitha Massey. Amy Milne. Cecilia Elizabeth Murphy. Samantha Jane O'Brien. Lauren O'Donnell. Emma Louise Schofield. Catherine Shepherd. Lucy Jane Simpson. Rebecca Louise Sinclair. Hannah Stafford. Charlotte Dawn Stevenson. Sarah Trelevin. Abigail Rosemary Jane Vickers. Rachel White. Michelle Hayes. Sarah Rayner. And for the degree of Bachelor of Midwifery, Tracy Louise Lester. Josephine Pritz. And for the degree of Bachelor of Nursing, Adult Nursing, with honours, Helen Adams. Fatima Ali. Jessica Elizabeth Bannister. Louisa Rebecca Bardsley. Laura Suzanne Berry. Sarah Bilton. Heather Bolton. Deborah Kathleen Bowers. Helen Brayshaw. Mark Keith Bromilo. Fiona Brown. The next person also receives the Outstanding Academic Achievement Award, Ken John Burgess. Claire Burnett. Anna Rachel Burnley. Stephanie Paris Kane. Katerina Case. Lauren Carty. Ashley Challoner. Alice Chambers Harding. Nancy Ling Sin Ching. Nora Shishimbi Muswamba. Elizabeth Cole. Rachel Connolly. Phoebe Lydia Coulthard. Danielle Katie Crompton. Bridget Dalton. Miriam Davies. Prethi Darry. Nicola Dick Cleland. Eleanor Dupuy. Tamara Effers. Callie Marie Ellis. Imogen Fisher Brown. Eric Ian Robert Footman. Hannah Ford. Lauren K. Fraser. Stephanie G. Anjali Gill Garanko. Denise Gleeson. Emma Goffin. Jenny Griggs. Siobhan Halligan. Amy Victoria Hampton. Helen Ho. Eloise Hodgson. Charlotte Elizabeth Holden. Louise Jane Holderness. Rosanna Holly. Annabelle Jackman. Faye Jackson. Mira Giraffe. Chloe Marie Jones. Claire Jones. Harpreet Kaur. Rachel Kingston. Miranda Cronso. Claire Lawrence. Abby Lee. Lisa Lydiot. Stephanie Pamela Marcus. Sophie Claire Marshall. Jennifer McCarthy. Catherine Louise McClelland. Christopher McAvoy. Amy McGowan. Jane Yvonne McGrath. Samantha Jane McKay. Esther McQueenie. Maeve McRandall. Laura Julie Meredith. Lauren Murphy. Phoebe Grace Nichols. Stacey Nixon. John Joseph O'Dowd. Katie Phelan. Abigail Porter. Rebecca Francis Pye. Emma Reid. Katrina Rennick. Jennifer Rhodes. Sophie Richardson. Georgina Robertson. Jasmine Rogers. Rachel Rowson. Joanne Shelton. Krishan Singh Gill. Mark Taylor. Katie Louise Taylor. Megan Thomas. Catherine Thompson. Louise Thompson. Alison Vasey. Josephine Vinson. Victoria Wallace. Emma Ward. Ruth Wheeler. Jennifer Louise White. Jessica Faye Wild. Sophie Marie Williams. Samira Yousaf. And in adult nursing, Una Lynch. Chantel Nangle. And in child nursing with honours, Kirsty Allen. Neelam Bashir. Catherine Victoria Bowen. Jane Sarah Briggs. Zoe Louise Brookfield. Amy Elizabeth Bucknall. Nazreen Shabir Kunara. Stacey Clapham. Claire Alison Davenhill. Elizabeth Dunn. Zoe Ann Dunn. Catherine Jane Fallows. Giovanna Ferrigno. Will Foster. Hannah Hodjack. Laura Holloway. Sarah Inns. Heather Kennedy. Katiza Katoon. Hinel Lakhani. Ruth Lardner. Anisa Mohammed. Asmina Patel. Chloe Scott. Sahara Shafkut. Abigail Smith. Amy Charlotte Smith. Rebecca Megan Stern. Alice Stevens. Carly Ann Townsend. Victoria Christina Villalobos Lopez. Catherine Walker. Emma Whitehouse. Alexandra Grace Wild. Holly Winter. And in mental health nursing with honours, Michelle Bromley. Laura Helen Coles. Andrew Conway. Christine Fraser Thompson. Lisa Granger. Gaynor Halsey. Sam Hersham. And Emily Isles. Elizabeth Jackson. James Morris. Adetola Oleanju. Christina Rawlinson. Nicola Ryan Redmond. Siobhan Richardson. Erin Schofield. Camilla Smith. And for the degree of Bachelor of Science Nursing Practice with Honours, Victoria Bennett. Linda Bowler. Pauline Lynn Crudson. Jacqueline Renison. Sarah Marie Ramsey. And in nursing practice, Anne-Marie Michelle Basic. Tracy Ann Brown. Patricia Ann Dyson. Chithen Binkosi Johnston.
As is our custom in Manchester, we invite the new registrants to the Nursing and Midwifery Register to stand and to take the affirmation. So can I invite all new registrants, that's B nurse and B midwife essentially. Would you like to stand? What I'm going to do is read to you the affirmation, and at the end I'll invite you to join with me to say, I so affirm. I affirm that I will make the care of my patients my first concern. Treat every patient politely and considerately. Respect patients' dignity and privacy. Listen to patients and respect their views. Give patients information in a way that they can understand. Respect the right of patients to be fully involved in decisions about their care. Keep my professional knowledge and skills up to date. Recognize the limits of my professional competence. Be honest and trustworthy. Respect and protect confidential information. Make sure my beliefs do not prejudice patient care. Act quickly to protect patients from risk if I have good reason to believe that I or a colleague may not be fit to practice. Avoid abuse of my position as a nurse or midwife. Work with colleagues in ways that best serve patients' interests. In all these matters, I will never discriminate unfairly against patients or colleagues. I will always be prepared to justify my actions to them. You repeat after me, I so affirm. I so affirm. Thank you.
If I can ask the graduates again to stand up, please. And put your hats on, please. Takes more time than you think. Well done, everybody. Congratulations. And I now declare the ceremony closed.